Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Governor Perdue, thank you so much for
Good
being
morning.
here today, and I want to thank your lovely family for joining you as well. It's good to see everybody here. As some of my colleagues have already stated, the ag economy has really been in a downturn the last number of years, and a lot of our producers are hurting, especially those young and beginning farmers that have just gotten their start really in the last 10 years. The renewable fuels revolution bolstered demand for our commodities, driven by the renewable fuel standard and energy programs that were included in the Farm Bill. Trade deals like NAFTA helped to fuel both grain and meat exports, which are very vital to our producers' profitability. As we have seen so many times before, our farmers continue to innovate and find new ways to grow more food with fewer inputs and have not only met this new demand, but they've exceeded it and done quite well, leading to the slump in commodity prices we have been feeling so acutely. When I travel around the state, I engage in a 99-county tour, and I consistently hear how challenging it is to be a farmer or a rancher right now, due not only to the low prices, but also because of the onerous government regulations. I hope you're prepared to work with all of those who are engaged in our ag economy to ensure it remains one of the strongest in feeding and fueling our growing world. Whenever I do visit those farmers and ranchers and others within the ag community, one of the common refrains that I hear is about federal regulations, especially from the EPA, how they're harming their operations and making their lives pretty difficult, whether it's their misguided WOTUS rule or the delays in approving ag biotech products. The EPA almost seems to have an agenda against those that are in the agricultural community. How will you collaborate with the EPA to ensure that their work is helping rather than hindering our farmers and ranchers?
Thank you very much, Senator. I think like many solutions, it begins with personal relationships. I've taken the opportunity to visit with Administrator Pruitt already regarding some of these issues, and I think not only in the EPA, but in all agencies, we develop silos that are unfortunate because, as you well know, many of our producers, when a regulation is made in other places, whether it be labor or EPA or others, are the guys are the ones that get pushed off the boat. Mm-hmm. And my goal is to have an ongoing communications team identified with each of these agencies. It may be, whether it's FDA, EPA, labor, OSHA, others, to identify the things that would be maybe the unintended consequences of regulations, and to work together ahead of time before those regulations are promulgated to give us an opportunity in representing USDA, both agricultural producers and consumers, to let these other agencies know what the impact would be and what the cost-benefit reward would be to agricultural producers. So I think it becomes, I'm a kind of a face-to-face sort of person. I believe in going directly and communicating transparently about the needs and about the desires there. I come from the part of the world that have seen our farmers as good stewards. I think they want to be. If they have the right tools from a conservation perspective, they want to care for the land. They're the ones that are making their living out there, and I believe they want to do that. Rather than prescriptive, onerous type regulations, let's give them the ability to do that and incentivize them in a way where they can be even better than they've been in the past. But the progress that you indicated that we've made over the last several years with doing more production with less inputs, precision agriculture, better use of water, and those kind of things, and no-till, all those sorts of things, preserving our soil. Our producers have done a good job at that. They want just a kind of a fair shake in being able to produce without the onerous prescriptive type of regulations that harm their ability to continue to perform.
Well, I appreciate that very much, and I certainly support your willingness to work with the other departments and the heads of those agencies. We simply can't operate in a vacuum, and developing those relationships and keeping those relationships is very important, and I think you're absolutely the right person to do that, so I appreciate that very much. I also just want to make a comment, too. I know that in the 2014 Farm Bill, Congress really recognized the importance of trade, and Congress directed the USDA to establish an Undersecretary for Trade and Foreign Agricultural Affairs, and I hope that you will take a look at that and make sure that we have the right person for that job established as well. So thank you very much, Governor. It's good to see you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.